shoot, what said did you claim it? It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs live. Fast talker, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much make it a portrait. Gun kick back, knock grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's the man with king? No response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot, what said did you claim?
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings. Welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, The King. I know I don't usually drop videos on Sunday, but I was supposed to drop a video yesterday. Didn't feel like dropping a video yesterday. I was going through a couple of things. But again, listen, if you caught Iron Lord's podcast this today, some dope stuff. Go there, check it out. My guy Bob from Wicked Good Gamers was there. We had great discussions on where we see the industry going, my hopes and wishes upon Xbox getting a hold of Take-Two and actually running it up on these bums. Hashtag no PlayStation 6. You know how we do. But at the same time, today, this is PlayStation 5 Pro week. There's a lot of wrong narratives going on out there, and I'm the king, and I'm here to set it straight. I'm here to give you all the great information, all the stuff that did leak. The information is out. People do have some PlayStation 5 Pros. Some people don't. Some people went out and brought 8K televisions, and I'm here to tell you, pump the brakes on all that hot, stupid stuff. I got you. I'm going to bring the news to you so we can check it out. This is just a quick tidbit of what we got going on this week, and we're going to continue to drop information for you dudes every day of the week. I'm just saying, if you can't trust anybody, you can trust me. I'm going to give it to you straight, raw, and uncut. Pause. I mean, common sense would tell you that Call of Duty Black Ops is running good on the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series consoles, but that's not the case for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. That's not the case at all. Let me jump ahead here to where it is. That's their performance, Series S performance, 1 hertz. PlayStation 4 versus the PlayStation 5. Now, as you can see here, that's the PlayStation 4 version. Jeez. I feel sorry for you guys. You know, a lot of times they did quite a good job in trying to get it close. But as you can see, the difference between what's going on and what's happening, you know, night and day. You know, obviously, they're going to get some aspects of the graphical fidelity close. But then there's different things that will lend to the fidelity of the tech that we do have involved in the boxes. As you can see, you know, listen, it's different with the compression technology that you see here on YouTube. In your house, there's a different level of fidelity. There's a different level of uncompression that you get a chance to see. Now, certain set pieces are there. Is it something that's actually playable? Yes, of course. Is it something that you want to play? I don't think so. That's Xbox One S playing the game. You know, I'm not going to lie to you. I always try to game at the highest level of that platform. Like, so let's say the PlayStation 5 Pro is coming out. I would chuck my PlayStation 5 to the side and get the Pro version. Now, if the Xbox came out with a Pro version, I would check my Series console for the Pro version. I do have a couple of Series S's in the house, but those are for strategic purposes only. As where I have my my Xbox Series X consoles, those are placed strategically throughout the house. So you have one here and then you have one over there for the gaming purposes. So there's different reasons for you to get to that level of gaming, right? But I always try to game at the highest fidelity on whatever the platform is, because again, you have to ask yourself, are you an enthusiast or are you a gamer, right? I'm both. I'm an enthusiast gamer. I'm enthusiastic about my gaming. So again, this is a hobby. This is not something that's essential to life, but at the same time, you do want to game at the highest level that you can game, right? Now, if you can't do it, it's serviceable. If you do have a PlayStation 4, if you do have an Xbox One, it's serviceable. Is it something that I would recommend? Not on your best day, but it's something that is serviceable. So at the end of the day, and again, the PlayStation 4 Pro, which when I had my PlayStation 4, I got rid of my regular PlayStation 4 and got a Pro, because that added level of horsepower that's inside the box helps you, graphically. You see, looks way better, plays a whole lot smoother. Is it 60 frames? No, it's 49, but it's really decent. It's really 52. Anything above 40, I think, is pretty good, right? Again, and they try to push 60, but the crux of the conversation is it worthy of gaming on these old machines? And that's the body of the piece. Black Ops 6 runs well on the PlayStation 5 and Series X, but last generation consoles struggle. And of course, that's where the struggle would be. Of course, 100%. So again, make the crossover. All right, so all the talk in the world, now that Call of Duty has already hit the streets, all the talk in the world right now is former Grand Theft Auto 6 designer says that the open world sequel will blow people away. People will be talking about it for ages. It's at a point now where it's going to be so realistic, he says. Right, so, former Rockstar game designer Ben Hinchcliffe says Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to blow you away with how realistic it is. And that Rockstar has set the bar to the highest level. I kind of anticipated that regardless, going forward, with how much time they had to work on it from the PlayStation, from actually, the Xbox and the PlayStation 5 and Series consoles version of Grand Theft Auto 5. Remember, when they made the jump from the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 to the Series and the PlayStation 5 versions of the game, there was a dramatic enhancement. Like if you looked at it, it looked way better. But what we're talking about is a generational leap when it comes to what they're going to have to offer us as consumers and gamers. I honestly believe what they have to offer us as consumers and gamers is by far going to be the greatest leap when it comes to Grand Theft Auto. I do have my theories and I do have my opinions on where the game should go and how the game should land. I think the game should go to Game Pass. I think it should land on the Xbox platform day and date inside Game Pass. And along with the marketing rights to Xbox, and along with a couple of perks that does make the game continue to resonate. Now, maybe Microsoft doesn't feel that they need to put Grand Theft Auto inside Game Pass. I think if you want to take the numbers of Game Pass and you want to leverage that over, I think it makes sense. Now, I always thought that they should purchase Take-Two. Opposed to just, getting Grand Theft Auto. Should they be up for sale? Is that something that can happen? If that was to happen, what would your thought process be in the chat? Please let me know, what would you think of Microsoft if they went out and they purchased Take-Two? All right, so peace and blessings, people. Let's get it done. Final Fantasy producer claims Square plans to release games simultaneously on Xbox going forward. Yoshida said that he'd like to see Final Fantasy 16 on Xbox. Now, listen. Final Fantasy producer Nokia Yoshida said that Square Enix plans on releasing games simultaneously on Xbox going forward. In an interview with 4Gamer Fantasian Neo Dimension, Yoshida, known by fans as Yoshi P, said that Square's plans to launch games on all platforms simultaneously more and more. Of course, we want to play a lot on other platforms as well. He said this time we will release Xbox Series S and S versions at the same time. In the future, Square Enix titles will release simultaneously on each platform more and more. But since this is close to the first release, we will release like Xbox users to play it as well. Earlier this year, Yoshi P said that he elected to see Final Fantasy 16 on Xbox platform. During the interview or video game, Yoshi P asked if he could offer any news on a potential release of that game on Xbox and Microsoft platform. Of course, we did announce the PC version of the game, so looking forward to the Xbox version. We want to release it on Xbox. But when it comes to specifics, such as when the game will be available and such, we are not in a position to do anything right now. Listen, there are contracts in place. When these games are able to be talked about and released in that manner, then, they will do so. They said the PlayStation 5 exclusives have failed to meet Square Enix sales expectations. As a third-party publisher, they should always strive to get their games on as much platforms as possible to maximize sales. I believe that is necessary going forward. And of course, as an Xbox owner and user, that is necessary for that console to be viable in the Japanese RPG market. JRPGs are very impactful when it comes to the RPG market. So if you can get all your RPGs in one area, of course, that is fun. And Square does a lot of action games as well. So hopefully going forward, we can see those things come to fruition because honestly, it sucks for somebody who doesn't have multiple consoles to make that happen, Okay, so PlayStation 5 specs leak unveiled 2 extra gigabytes of DDR5 RAM. While the PlayStation 5 Pro isn't officially out until November 7th, some people have started getting their hands on Sony's revived PlayStation 5 console. An unboxing video has posted a couple of days ago and quickly taken down. Now, Brazilian content creator Bruno Faz has also managed to secure a console and subsequently shared the full spec sheet document included in the box. By far, the biggest surprise was Sony added 2 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM. These are likely to be reserved for the operating system so that game developers can fully utilize the 16 gigabyte of DDR6 for actual games. Beyond that, it's largely what we already know when it comes to the actual hardware. Here we go. So, the customized chip on SoC, chip on disk, CPU, Ryzen 2 core 16.7 teraflops. Told y'all it wasn't 32 terabytes, 36 terabytes, teraflops, whatever. GDR6, 16 of DDR5. Everything is what we said it would be. So, nothing is crazy. This is really good. So it's 67% greater computing power than the PlayStation 5 in terms of raw teraflops, according to Sony. This translates into around 45% faster rendering on average. However, the several developers recently pointed out the console's true ace in the hole is probably the pistol that comes in the box, the custom AI power upscaling chip. It can stand up to the quality of upscalers. You got people out here claiming that it can go up against DLSS I don't believe that's true, but I mean, come on. Anybody that's getting a Pro understands why they're getting a Pro. You're not getting a Pro for console warring purposes. You're getting a Pro, or maybe you are. Maybe you're getting a Pro to say that it's more powerful than the Series X. Okay. Or S, or the PlayStation 5 base. What I'm getting it for is to run my games at faster frame rates, because I just like to have tech that actually works better than previous tech. That's all. So anybody getting a Pro, is good that you're getting a Pro. All that I can say is the tech speak for itself. The specs speak for itself. Are we going to see anything that is above and beyond, greater than? It's not likely, and it's not going to be greater than the highest spec PC. It's just not going to do that. But what you are going to get is games that run a little bit prettier and a whole lot smoother. What is kind of par for the course, the PlayStation 5 Slim takes its own price cut ahead of the PlayStation 5 Pro. And listen, it's going to get a slight price cut. All right, so these are in terms of pounds. We don't deal in pounds or euros. All right, so it's currently at 11% discount. It's a great deal. I think it's like $479 or $425. And the Slim is at what, $339 or $389. And the Pro is, $700, $800 if you get the disk drive. I'm all about saving money. If you haven't made the jump over from your PlayStation 4 or your PlayStation 4 Pro, I think now is the time to start making that jump over, I guess. If you don't see anything that appeals to you, no matter what price cuts are there, financially, if you can't make it, if you can't justify it from a gaming standpoint, I don't think that you're going to make the jump anyway. So, again, PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 4 Pro owners, if you're getting a 5, now is the time to get the 5. I would say go with the old school Big Bertha model. Is probably the cheapest one right now and it's most reliable. Okay, so for all you PlayStation 5 Pro cappers that was sitting there talking about, oh, the PlayStation 5 Pro does 8K, and you ran out and brought an 8K television, Christopher Hart. Sony PlayStation is finally set to release on November 7th, while fans are excited about the new features, which include more processing power, improved ray tracing, and more. However, one aspect that has drawn attention is the console missing 8K label. Once a major selling point for the PlayStation 5, 8K promise has quietly disappeared from the Pro packaging. But what prompted Sony to make this shift? And does it mean 8K gaming is off the table? Why Sony originally included 8K? Because of the low vibrational, low IQ individual will really fall for it. While Sony first announced PlayStation 5 is touted as 8K resolution as part of its roadmap to its future, which will help future-proof the console by aligning it with television technology. However, the reality of gaming hardware, software, consumer tech uptake made achieving by 8K gaming more challenging by anticipating. While initially positioning the PlayStation 5 as a leader in the gaming technology, it became clear that achievable playable frame rates for 8K resolution was unrealistic, at least right now. The technical reasons for dropping 8K. Buckle up. The limitations of 8K gaming are significant, especially for consoles. Running games at 8K requires an immense processing power, robust graphic capabilities, and higher memory bandwidth. While the PlayStation 5 Pro's hardware does offer substantial upgrades from the original PlayStation 5, it still struggles at 8K playable frame rates in a way that would never satisfy the average gamer. Instead, the Pro specifications are better optimized to enhance 4K gaming, while the console offers a higher refresh rates and increased graphical fidelity. 4K gaming for gamers are smoother and a more reliable experience. Let me tell you something. You dudes have been on the timelines and all these bumpers talking about what the PlayStation 5 Pro is going to do, what it is, how it is. It's not what you thought it was. It's not what you think it is. If you're going in there expecting to game at 8K and you went out and brought an 8K television, you, my friend, are an idiot. There is no content available right now for 8K. All right, so you were better off going to get a 4K television at the peak, whatever the peak is. Oh, when I did it at the beginning of this generation, it's sad to see that individuals continue to push this narrative. And if you thought getting a Pro was going to justify something, it didn't. What the PlayStation 5 Pro offers instead, gamers can expect improved graphics, higher frame rates, and better performance at 4K, which players can fully utilize with existing 4K televisions. PlayStation 5 Pro's Game Boost mode enhances the performance of existing PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 games, ensuring smoother gameplay and faster loading times. The PlayStation 5 Pro is the digitally only aligned with the trends towards digital gaming and greener environment. Bro, now you could go and you could purchase the disk drive, and that's necessary, like myself, for disk gaming. I that's what I do. That's what I have. That's what I'm about. The conversation surrounding 8K for individuals that either one, don't have an 8K television, went out and brought an 8K television for no reason to support this device that doesn't utilize any of those 8K technologies or any of the 8K content is idiotic, stupid, low vibrational, and low IQ at best. Please do your research before you buy. Come to someone that you trust. Go to Xbox Frontline News where I can teach you what to do, how to do, and where to shop at, and how to save the most money. So if you ran out and brought an 8K television anticipating that your PlayStation 5 Pro would take advantage of that, I'm sorry to say, just take it back to the store. It wasn't necessary.
I think what's been great about this generation of consoles is that players get to choose how they want to play the game. The challenge is, are we delivering the promise of this character, of this franchise, playing either in fidelity mode or performance mode?
In order for us to accomplish that, we want to put as much detail as we can into the characters and the environments. But one of the things that you will experience in real life is that the world is incredibly reflective. There's glass buildings that are reflecting. Spider-Man's goggles, his lenses, are reflecting the world around him. And we've always had to make compromises when we switch to a performance mode. The fidelity of it drops a little bit just so that we can get that extra performance.
And so your final product ends up being kind of that compromise between the creative vision and the technical limitations that we have. The team works really, really hard to make sure no matter your personal preference, that feeling of what you want to be as Spider-Man will continue to be felt.
The PS5 Pro fits in nicely where it allows for higher fidelity. The ray tracing is now 2 to 3 times as fast. Have an actual custom silicone AI upscaler that performs the upscaling, the anti-aliasing, frees up a lot of the GPU to render pure graphics, but also improves the visuals and the jump in quality, fidelity. The extra detail in the distance is just unbelievable.
Players can swing through the city at 60 frames per second, get that nice, smooth controls that they want, but at the same time have the fidelity of the world and the characters from fidelity mode.
Now, does that make it that I will switch over to go and to play the game over again? That's the questions that you have to ask yourself. If you've ended the game, will you go back and do it? I don't know.
When players play Marvel Spider-Man 2 on PlayStation 5 Pro, they are playing the quintessential version of the Spider-Man experience on the PlayStation 5.
Games is always trying to do the biggest and the best and bring the deepest experiences to players.
Knowing that gamers have to choose between the two modes of performance or fidelity is a little frustrating because we want our players to have the best experience possible.
What excites me the most about the PlayStation 5 Pro is that you're basically getting both performance and fidelity in one package. There's no fear of missing out on something by choosing one or the other. It's really a game changer.
Our players no longer have to choose, and that means they're seeing the true vision of the game that we're trying to create. They're able to have a much more emotional experience as they explore our graphically intense worlds and at an extremely high fluid frame rate. It really has opened up our ability to create worlds much truer to the vision that we had originally.
PSSR is really exciting because it's this game changer for bringing our visual fidelity up to the next level.
There's so much that we put into this game, so many details and exciting little surprises. The players should be able to have the best experience while getting to see all of those things.
Being able to deliver all that we have to offer from that game is going to be phenomenal.
I think we have endless possibilities, and this new experience is going to be the best player experience possible.
All right, this the channel. This is where we at. Hands on me, boy. I definitely Make it happen. on everything I love. King David IOP. How about Get the kid to 1,000 subs. Let's get it. Hit that follow. Where's my car at? Right, Yo, so I know that dude is down in there. 100%. Block the entrance. Fight Nights is Captain here America to work his magic. on the Twitch. Let's go. Thank you guys for walking with me. Now, it does suck if you were looking for 8K gaming and you purchase an 8K television. Take it back. Go get a 4K. Get the best 4K television on the market. Utilize it that way because the best 4K is greater than the worst 8K, if you understand what I'm talking about. The PlayStation 5 Pro is a wonderful machine for 4K gaming. And that's exactly what it should be taken as. It's not the greatest. It's not going to overleap PCs. You didn't get a Pro for bragging rights. You got a Pro. Well, technically yes and technically no. You got a PlayStation 5 Pro to talk about how better the games can be that you have already. Right? So does it incentivize you to go back and finish games? Yeah. I have a couple of games that I'm going to go back and I'm going to finish and I'm going to see because the performance levels on those games weren't up to snuff in my opinion. And I'm going to go play those games now. And now that they're up to snuff with the PlayStation 5 Pro. Does that take away from me playing on my Series X and S? No, it does not. Again, members, thank you guys for super chatting and stuff like that. Members, tomorrow, Monday, I'm going to be reading the best members of the month. Also, if you're a member, remember, November 15th, I'm going to be picking 5 members to have a round table that we are going to record and we're going to put up all on camera, guys. And we're going to be talking about Deadpool and Wolverine. It launches in Disney Plus. Also, 4 members already made up the members room, the boom boom room, where we will be looking at movies, going over stuff, and having roundtable discussions on other things and conversations on other stuff, where we will meet weekly and talk, chat, and have a good time. Fight Night Fridays. It's fantastic. But I want you all to remember, even if you don't game on Xbox, this is not just for Xbox people. This is for everybody. Come through, game, have fun. If you're a content creator and you want to stream at the same time that I'm streaming, we can co-stream. I want to link our communities so that way we can make it a larger pool. So if we're all fighting, we can all play on fight nights. And then we can have different perspectives and people see different things. So again, it's all about making the community better, making the community greater. And also I will be giving out the free food again, starting on Fight Night Fridays this week, and also for those that do participate, but that's members only, guys. Remember that. Coins, and to see the coins things is difficult because I was sending out coins and dudes are saying that they weren't getting it, so I will have to do things a little bit differently when it comes to something like that. and I have to figure out how to do things differently. But I can still give out the food because that's with a digital code. But again, peace and blessings. Thank you so much for stopping by Sunday. I just needed to get this information to you guys because I feel that a lot of people is going to shop incorrectly. And also a lot of times the PlayStation dudes don't feel that I show them any love. I'm really talking down on them a lot of times. And I don't really apologize for that because it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with Sony themselves. All right. So you're not Sony and you don't catch the wrath. But if you are a low IQ individual that continue to do that, then you're going to get this work. But this is the part in the video. I'm going to tell you to like, follow, and subscribe. Share it out to a friend. And you members, y'all are lifeblood of this channel. And those people that did do the super thanks, I appreciate you. That keeps the channel running, keeps stuff happening. So again, we got enough funding for another month. We can continue to be pushing on. Again, I'm going to take that logo and I'm going to throw it around Mondays because who the hell want to start the work week? Try to play the Game Pass.